realized that perhaps, okay, we should also have, requested, okay, for funding, okay, developing a, okay, communication, okay, plan, okay, for the reforms. Now, I think, okay, another reason is, I also miscalculated, okay, the capacity of the resistors. Okay. All the while I thought that, okay, they see, okay, the importance and the value of the reforms, because ultimately, okay, if all of the reforms, okay, were completed, then, okay, it will increase revenue collections, and hopefully government will spend the taxes that we collect properly, and ultimately, it will also redound, okay, to the benefits, okay, of, okay, the public. At the same time, I think, okay, part of the plan, okay, is also, okay, to look, okay, at the pay scale of the agency. Now, if you look at the features, okay, of the Internal Revenue, okay, Management Authority, it provided for radical features. In fact, we want to get out of the salary standardization law. Okay, the term of the commissioner has a fixed term. Okay, and therefore, you insulate, okay, the agency, okay, from more political pressure. And one, I think, okay, very nice picture, okay, of, okay, the Independent Revenue Authority is we won't be going to Congress annually to get a budget. Okay, the agency, depending on its performance, okay, may retain part, okay, of collection as its revenue. Now, by doing that, okay, you insulate, okay, the agency from political pressure. I think the term, okay, that I described to everyone is we need to cut the political umbilical cord between the agency and the Congress. See, perhaps, okay, okay, those, okay, are the things that, okay, we probably have done, okay, and perhaps, okay, we could have succeeded, okay, in making this reform. Okay. Let me go to another topic, which is corporate governance. Now, after 13 months, I rejoined the private sector. I was invited back, okay, by, okay, PLDT, and on September of 2003, I rejoined PLDT as a corporate governance advisor. Now, PLDT is very unique in the sense that it's the only Philippine company that is registered with the New York Stock Exchange. So by virtue of that registration, you don't have a choice but to be subject to U.S. laws, particularly, okay, the laws pertaining to securities, okay, that are implemented by the U.S. SEC and the New York Stock Exchange. And if you recall also, okay, in 2002, okay, there were a lot of, corporate scandals that happened in the U.S. Remember Enron? Remember WorldCom? Okay. Now, these corporate scandals that track corporate America paved the way for a passage, okay, for the passage of the most important, okay, security legislation, okay, in the history, okay, of U.S. Congress, the Sarbanes-Oxley Act. Okay, it was passed by Congress, and I think in the record of less than 2 years. It is a massive overhaul of the security, laws, okay, of the U.S. But take note that, okay, although this is a U.S. law, okay, foreign companies registered with stock exchanges, either NYSE or NASDAQ, okay, are also subject to this law. Now, if you look at the scandal, it's not just perhaps, okay, the loss of money, I think, but the most important, okay, thing that happened there, okay, was the loss of trust and confidence of the taxpaying public in listed companies. There were a lot of, shareholders, individual shareholders, okay, that lost money because the prices of stocks, okay, U.S. listed companies stumbled. And because of this, okay, I probably call this, okay, as the loss of trust and confidence is also another form of poverty, a security poverty. Let me just discuss with you briefly, okay, what is the framework that we need. If you look at this slide, it consists of three parts. Okay, on the upper part, talks about the values. The second part, okay, is really the stages of corporate governance development. From a compliance, moving on, okay, to culture or character. Okay, and the last part, okay, will be the approaches or tactics, okay, to make this happen. Now, apart from, okay, our, being, okay, listed with NYSE, okay, PLDT Group is also a subsidiary of First Pacific, okay, which is a Hong Kong company. Okay, the approach of corporate governance in Hong Kong is different, okay, in the US. Hong Kong being a former British colony is really more of principles driven. In the US, it is law driven. Okay, so it's important, okay, to maintain a balance, okay, between the two. Okay, the legal approach and the principle approach. And that's the reason why, okay, identifying the values of the organization is important. Okay, these values, okay, is really the anchor, okay, of, okay, processes and policies that we have developed, okay, in the last 5 or 6 years. As I mentioned a while ago, okay, we don't have, okay, a choice, okay, but, okay, to comply, okay, with this law, the Sarbanes-Oxley. Okay, so the requirement is legal compliance, okay, but, okay, as we look, okay, at developing, okay, the framework and creating, okay, the corporate governance landscape, we told ourselves that perhaps, okay, it should not end with compliance. It should be beyond compliance. And ultimately, the goal of the group is really to reshape the corporate character of the organization. Now, the approaches, okay, that we use, okay, are three: engineering, education, and enforcement. Okay. I'll try to explain this, okay, in the next slide. As a result of this law, okay, we have to review, okay, all relevant, okay, policies, corporate policies, and processes. Okay, so that, okay, we conform, okay, to the legal requirements of compliance of the law. So we adopted a manual of corporate governance. Okay, this is both a compliance of the requirement of the Philippine SEC and the US SEC. We've got to develop a code of business conduct and ethics. This is a requirement, okay, of NYSE and the new law. We have a conflicts of interest policy. Okay, this is very important because, as a group of companies, okay, there will be occasions where you will be dealing with, friends, relatives, okay, or contacts. And, okay, when you do that, you're faced in a situation where you would be dealing with related parties required under this policy to make a declaration. There is also policy of gifts, entertainment, and sponsored travel. Originally, okay, we only allow, okay, employees, officers, including directors, to receive the gifts, okay, not exceeding 2,000. 3 years after, okay, we increased that to about 5,000. But for the last 5 years, okay, when this, okay, policy was implemented, I think it's tradition, okay, in the Philippines, especially during Christmas, really to give gifts. Okay, I recall that during the